So my name is Alicia Savage. I am based in Boston, Massachusetts in the US, although currently living now in New Hampshire. I am primarily a photographer, but I also explore performance, installation work, just experimental works. I also explore poetry. I'm an avid reader. I'm also co-creator and co-editor of a small artist publication called Passing Notes. I was just visiting Berlin for the past 2 months, and I built, I guess for the past 4 years, or 4 or 5 years, with the exception of the pandemic stretch, of course, I've been traveling back and forth there and building a relationship there, and is just a place that I've just feel very at home with, and it allows me to explore certain ideas and aspects of myself that I feel I may have less access to here in Boston. And I find that a lot of times I'm balancing ideas or my work in between the spaces. So photography has been my medium for the past 10 years. I think primarily it was something I could easily travel with, explore with, capture location myself, and then bring the material back and reconstruct it into my ideas in post-production. And my initial projects were very focused on traveling to Nova Scotia, specifically where my this farm that was abandoned that my grandmother grew up in. So my work explores since then ideas of reproductive labor, interdependence, and grief. I think I've always reflected on the labor, both in work and reproductive labor, that she gave, and as her sole grandchild, the life I inherited from her labor. And going back to Nova Scotia, again, I didn't realize it at the time, but I think it was a place to meet her in her 20s as a peer. And then also kind of fusing time and place, and bringing together the perspective of where we were both in our late 20s at the time, and perspectives of independence and future as a female. And I am interested, in the past I used self-portraiture significantly, and I think I do want to explore, return to some aspects of that, but I am also interested in exploring more abstract forms that open the conversation to ideas of how this can be constructed differently. How my process, I think, for this upcoming project is it's a combination. My typical process is, whether I'm actively creating work or not, is creating lots of lists. I then create interpretations of those lists. I usually sketch out. I've also been exploring performance aspects, poetry to deconstruct thought into new ways. And for this project, my process so far has been continuing to use those processes, also using some more ritual formats that I will perform daily, that I think will inspire some writings that I want to apply. And then also the work is definitely gearing more towards abstract form, where I'm removing myself a bit more from the image, and potentially more sculptural or installation works. So I have some ideas with this project, and I think it'll be a mixture of returning to some photography aspects, and then pairing it with a couple of installation projects. So this upcoming project, I think, more directly relates to the choice not to be a parent, the autonomy in that, and the sacrifice within that, and also my reflections on the labor, both in reproductive and work, and what that means. I also feel that there needs to be alternative ways of sustaining care that's more equitable, in more forms of partnership, kinship, and the ways of growing older together and supporting one another. Yeah, so I don't have all the answers to it. It's kind of just an exploratory piece, but I'm very much looking forward to it.